it's a thing, it can be any of those, which is weird because it's video description and audio description. It's like both of those are describing the same thing, which seems like it's two different.
Yeah.
Do you get? Yeah, I would be scared. Criminal Minds freaks me out. I was watching it the other day, and it scares the crap out of me.
That's what you were on, right?
Yeah, I was
She just
on
played
it.
a part.
I know.
So wait, will
Can you
he?
tell? Or no?
I was just on the. We just.
So
shot
he'll see it.
2 weeks. Yeah, you'll see me.
Maybe he already has, because I bet you
Maybe
do
I
stuff
have,
in
'cause
advance.
they're usually what can you share without like giving away anything?
I mean everything.
Oh, okay, what'd you do?
My part is not going to spoil anything. I was the aunt. I played the woman who's brutally murdered was my sister, and her daughter. I was going to pick up her daughter from the precinct.
I think I saw you, and you were amazing.
I had a very small role.
But you came in, and you were like teary.
Yeah,
and sad.
that was me.
Yeah, I saw you.
Like
we just
at the
did that.
end, in a sweater. Are you sure?
I don't remember the sweater. I remember the precinct. I remember the
Was
precinct.
she wearing a sweater?
I was reading my script. I mean, this is lucky that we can even.
I was wearing a brown sweater.
He doesn't care about the sweater.
Oh, well, if you did remember me and that was your impression, thank you.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, because
in December.
Because it's out of order, right?
Yeah, I was the last. I did it. We shot like not last Monday, but the Monday before.
Did Aisha Tyler direct?
Yes. Oh no, Adam did.
Oh,
We're at 7:30.
But I was in the scene with her.
Okay.
We're going to have about a 10-minute delay. 'Cause it only allows you to schedule every 10 minutes. And
Oh, okay.
Work, so.
All right.
What schedule? What?
Never mind.
Oh,
Okay.
Shut up.
You just sit there and look pretty.
I just have to adjust my hair down.
That's so much
cool.
fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm really excited that you saw that. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched a show. I mean, I had already watched a show like a long time ago, and then I was watching him just to kind of get into the mindset of it. So I called my sister on the phone, and I was like, "You have to watch this with me because I'm terrified."
Watch it on the phone together?
Yeah, we watched it on the phone together because she lives in San Francisco, and I was like, "Oh my God, what's going to happen?" She's like, "Wait, where are you? We've got to sync up again." So the whole thing became this ridiculous experience, which was good because it was terrifying.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I did a
In the mind of a criminal.
Skype call date with my sister, and we saw Nanette on Netflix. Did you see that?
No, I haven't, but I
No,
heard
but
it's
that's so
very
cute
good.
that you did a Skype call and
Nanette.
then you
It's
watched
an important. It's an important.
What is
one.
it?
It's a stand-up from New Zealand, I think. She's
Oh,
New Zealand.
I heard about this on NPR.
I have too.
I heard her
haven't seen it,
interviewed.
though, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, remind me.
Sure. I forget her name, which is terrible. Hannah Gadsby, I think is her name.
Yeah, and it's
The name of the show is
You
Nanette.
heard her interview
Yes.
on NPR?
I didn't hear the interview, but I heard that the show was,
It was like 2 days
phenomenal
ago.
and she's amazing.
Yeah.
And that you should. It was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's about-
It was not recent.
She does. It's a stand-up, but she twists it.
And she talks about. I mean, I didn't see it. You saw it, but she talks about like being a woman and what it's like to be intellectual, and she talks about it in this way that's
But it's
very
a movie?
funny. But
It's a doc?
No, it's a doc.
It's like a stand-up special.
Oh.
But it kind of
But
like the
then
first 30 minutes are like typical setup
Her-
punchline,
her
setup
on stage,
punchline,
yeah.
but then it gets she kind of goes meta on it
Wow.
in a way that
yeah, that's what it is. Meta. That's
And is
the way to
it, but is
describe
it shot
yeah.
like those like Comedy Central, like 45, 50 minute, or is it shot like a hour and a half film?
like a
Like a comedy
it's like
special.
a stand
They're
comedy
doing
special, yeah.
they're doing those on Netflix now. Like there are these comedy
Gotcha.
specials that they're doing, and they're so amazing. I saw Tig.
Oh,
Tig, what's her name? Last name?
Nataro?
Tara, yeah.
She was amazing. But they're doing these really cool. You know what other show is really good that you guys should not miss? The reality show Made in Mexico.
what's that?
It's just like this amazing show about.
Is it reality?
It's reality. I thought it was actually scripted, but it's not. It's really a reality show. But it's about this couple in.
So you were like sitting watching this thing?
Yeah, and
thinking
then I
it was
looked it up and
scripted?
I was like, wait a second. But it's about Mexico. It's these different, like, this group of friends in Mexico. They're all, like, pretty high up on, like, the social scale. But it's just really fun. They did it in response to Trump. And so they, like, kind of made it another way of looking at Mexico. I'm just totally joking. You might not enjoy it at all. But I just like it because
So it's sort of like
it's all in
saying there's human
Spanish.
beings down there.
Like look at there's actually like people here that have a life, and like look at our cool city, and it's just
We're
really,
not a bunch of thugs and drug
Yeah.
dealers and Wow.
I thought it got really mixed reviews, but I really enjoyed it.
Oh, neat.
It's really I like hearing the Spanish. It makes me feel like I'm.
Oh, it's in Spanish?
It's in Spanish, and then occasionally they'll
Subtitles.
speak English.
How am I
with
gonna-
subtitles?
Okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, it might not be your thing, but I really enjoyed it, and I watched like the whole thing. It was so good.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a good one to watch.
How did you two start this?
I met
Should I-
Jen on the street.
5 minutes.
Fell madly in love with her. I was like,
That's great.
That's not true at all.
Aw.
We started it because about 3.5 years ago, I guess, Camille just came to me and said, I have this idea. And I had been running my own business for a while. And she just came to me really to just say, like, as a person that runs their own business, I'd love to just get your feedback. And she told me the idea, which is essentially like, you know, when we all come here, we kind of, you know, flail around and don't really know anything. And we're looking for like the right intel, but it's hard to sort of know who to trust and who to ask and, you know, how to kind of go about it. And I know for me and I know for Camille, like it takes so many of us like at least 5 years to start to feel like, okay, I'm starting to feel like I know what I'm doing, you know, if even that. And I mean, if even you feel like you know what you're doing after 5 years, but
Still don't.
so yeah, me too. So I then very presumptuously said, like, I like it and I want to do it with you.
and I said, yes, that'd be amazing.
So,
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
so yeah, we just
How we started.
started like, you know, 3 minutes, okay, making podcasts, and we do the video, and we like, you know, we work one-on-one with people sometimes, and we go and do like conventions, but our favorite thing is the podcast.
Is
for
it?
sure.
It really
Oh my God,
is.
yeah.
It's amazing.
What's different about the podcast than like a convention? Well, obviously, aside from the audience being on the screen.
Like we get to talk to a professional person. Like the rest of our work is a lot of like people being like, how can I get an acting job? You know, and we're happy to do that too, because we were that person certainly, and you want to
Yeah.
help those people. But what's happening?
Oh, well, I think might
Oh.
be
I'm
like,
just being intense.
Oh, okay. We're on. I
Oh.
feel like we're on.
When's the
wasn't
book
sure.
come out? Seriously.
we would love to have.
We
a
would
book.
love
With all
for
those
you to write
questions
us a
and
book.
everything? Oh, that's true. That requires work to do.
Yeah,
a book.
no, but that's, you know what? I'm glad
Different work.
I'm glad you said that, because
If you're getting the same questions all the time in FAQ, put it
Yeah.
together. And
Well, it's what's interesting
curious.
is
that's
that
really smart.
I think what's so interesting is that a lot of people do have the same questions, but I think they just feel really good when they're heard, when their question is personally heard.
it's a good point.
Because I think
Yeah.
that was something, I feel like when we first started this was like, that was something that I really felt when I moved here, was just like, I wish someone could pull me aside and be like, Camille, I see you. Like,
Yeah.
this is what you need in your particular life for this particular
Yeah.
thing, because everybody's built so differently than everyone else, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they need a different way of approaching it. And I was not like, the business side of it was really tricky for me when I mean, it's still not like my favorite thing, you know, but it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for me to talk about and to teach about, but like personality wise, I think some people just don't match up like that. So it's good for them. I'm going to keep running into you by accident.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Oh. You
Phone's
okay,
on
Dan?
stun.
But that's how we met way back in the day.
Yeah.
The day. That's good. I like that.
Can we see your dog?
Yeah.
Oh, your phone's over there.
Is it okay if I turn it
Yeah.
on, or if we don't have enough?
Yeah, totally. What kind of dog?
He's a Muttweiler.
Yeah, he's a Rottweiler with on one side and then everything else on the other. So he's a real
I
sweetheart.
was going to ask if you had a dog, because it feels like if you're living
Oh,
out
yeah,
in
you
this
have
beautiful
to,
place,
right?
you should have a
There are
animal.
tons of coyotes.
Bears. Yeah,
Really?
like in my front yard.
You see them?
where?
Yeah.
You see bears?
First weekend, I was driving into LA and there was this bear just like going through. It was really,
Are
it was
you
really cool. It
kidding?
was so beautiful. And like,
Like black bear, I assume.
yeah, but we
Yeah.
have cinnamon bears, which are black bears that look brown. So it's not brown bears, but I think the brown bears are
Wow.
cuter though.
I love bears, but I don't love them. Like, I wouldn't want to talk
You wouldn't
to
wanna
them.
run into
I wouldn't
one.
want to run into
This is
one.
wait, where'd it go? I literally,
They say that
Just
they're
had it.
not, I mean, unless you're like grab their cub, they're
They're
not.
not going to attack you.
I've heard people say really, they're like a big raccoon. Like they don't want to mess with you.
Raccoon is a great example.
Right. They're just kind of like they want to get their stuff and then get out of wherever. You know, they like make mischief like a raccoon,
Yeah.
but they're
They're
not
not gonna
interested in like
do-
attacking you.
They're not like wanting to eat you
No.
Right?
and kill you.
There's so many choices
there-
here.
Oh,
Bears
I
and,
already see.
All right, so
Oh,
this-
come
this-
on.
You zoom in on that stuff. He's
Oh
just,
my
he's like 13. He's an old man.
Oh my god.
He's 13.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
Who's that? Beauty.
That's my friend Jill, and she's like,
Oh.
I'm sleeping with Steve in the bed.
His name's Steve.
He came that way.
That is the best dog name ever, right?
Yeah.
Steve.
My friend can't stand calling him Steve, so he calls him Smeed.
Smeed. Oh, he's so pretty.
Oh, I see. Oh, he's so cute.
7:41. This should be running.
Okay.
Oh, but it's not.
No, can't tell.
Oh, excusable. We have some technical difficulties.
No worries.
It was supposed to go live.
Can we just press live?
Try.
I'm still getting to learn how to use this thing.
What is it?
It's annoying is what it is. It's it's an iPhone 10 something.
10. That's a watch, right? Like do you like it?
I
I'm
was resistant.
debating
It's
if
a-
I want one.
It was a gift,
Yeah.
and it's made me look at my phone less.
That's what I heard, and that was what made me want to get one.
And it was like, what? But that's
Because
like
then
one
you
more
don't have
thing
to carry it
charge, one more-
around. You just have this, so you can go on a walk, and you don't feel like you have to have.
Yeah, I don't have the. I've got access to do the cellular, but I tried it, and
What does that mean?
like you can be away from Wi-Fi and still use it, but you have to have your phone on.
Oh, how near you?
Doesn't matter. It just has to be on.
So you could have your phone on at home and go for a walk a mile away from your house, and it would still connect.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'm imagining a parent. It's like and for me, it's like I've got it set up so all I do is if there's something that's urgent, I'll know in a second. So it's not like
Yeah,
doing it in front of
totally.
people. And I'm using this for reminders now, so it's like I'm driving, I remember something, just give a little Siri reminder.
Yeah,
That's paid for itself.
I'm thinking I want it for that reason.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, I get it.
That shouldn't be a problem.
yeah. Somebody else said that to me, that it makes them actually use their phone less, because that was my resistance to getting one, was I'm always